Hold on. Exceeding you with this tight clucking shirt. Jesus. Oh, okay. I knew it was going to do that. I knew it was going to connect to my AirPods on my phone. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. No. Okay, here we go. All right, back to that. Back. Where you at with yours? Where you at with yours? If you're eating popcorn right now, comment below the flavor of popcorn that you have. And if you have any seasonings, let me know what flavor you have in the comment section below. Hold on. Oh shit. Hold on. Oh shit. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Damn, hold on. I gotta get this off me. Hold on. I kind of want to get this off, but I don't want to let go of the popcorn. Hold on. Wait. Oh shit. Move up. Oh my god, oh my god. That was so short. Oh god. Note to self, if you ever have movie theater popcorn and you put hella seasonings in the bag, don't lick the bag. No, don't lick the bag. I gotta dump this. Hold on. I'll be back. Hold on. I'll be back. Hold on. Y'all still hear me? Hold on. I made a mess. Life problems. Well, we good though. We good. Let's get it. Sup, dope. Right.
It was almost a decade ago. I was in the Adirondack Mountains for a hiking and skiing trip. I rented an Airbnb cabin for the week, kind of nestled in its own private section of woods. Perfect for skiers and hikers.
Also perfect for cluckness to go on. What? That made no sense. Back it up. Also perfect for some cluckness to happen. That's what I meant to say. I don't know what I said a couple of seconds ago, but that's what I meant to say.
Oh, there was news of an incoming blizzard all of a sudden one day that week. I wasn't just going to cut my trip 3 days short though, and I already paid for it. I think it was a Friday, I don't remember. But I woke up that morning to knocks at the front door of my cabin. I looked out the window in my bedroom, and I was greeted with nothing but white sheets of snow covering everything, with heavy snow still piling on. I looked to the front door, and there was this woman in a parka who looked rather distressed.
A what?
I quickly threw on a change of clothes and opened the door.
What parking?
She was some 40-something-year-old woman. Her cheeks were red and she looked freezing. She asked in, I guess, as polite way as possible if she could seek shelter here until the storm blew over.
Lady, I don't know what the hell a parka is, but you're wearing that. So that makes you sus. Tenfold! Just saying. So you missed me with that shelter shit. I'm not about to. You got all of that. You got all that. You got all that.
I figured it was the gentleman thing to do. So I invited her in and told her to make herself comfortable while I heated up some coffee. She plopped herself down on the couch and asked if I lived here. I told her it was just an Airbnb, then asked where she was coming from. She said she also rented an Airbnb up here, but she got caught in the blizzard and couldn't find her way back.
Oh.
She said her name was Meredith. I handed her a cup of coffee, but she refused it and said she was really tired. Then she asked if she could just rest on the couch. I allowed it, though, as I ate my breakfast. I can't lie, I felt really awkward.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to do after my breakfast. I didn't feel comfortable just hanging in the living room kitchen area, so I went back to my room to watch TV.
Wow.
The snow was really coming down outside, and the wind was so aggressive that the whistling shrieked through the windows. Not too long after, another knock at the door. I once again looked out the window. This time there was a man outside. I went to open the door, with Meredith.
Already not clocking with it. Already not clocking with it. The lady and the guy and whoever the hell else is coming in or coming to that house, that Airbnb where he at, they either sus hoops. Nope, I said that weird. I said that, wow, okay, bring it back, bring it all the way back. The lady and the guy and whoever else is coming to the house where the guy is staying at, is they either sus and cahoots or sus hoops. Just saying. And when you say cahoots or sus hoops, you gotta pay attention to the lips. I'm gonna give you a side profile. And cahoots or sus hoops.
Now sitting up on the couch, asking who it was. I told her I don't know. And I opened the
Oh my
door.
God.
It was like deja vu because the man basically gave the same story, that he was caught in the blizzard and needed a place to stay. At this point, having already let Meredith in, I had to let him in too.
No, you
I told
didn't.
him the same thing I told her, make yourself comfortable. He introduced himself as Mark. Meredith and Mark. They introduced themselves to each other as well, and they had a laugh at the fact that they were both in the same boat. Then they both kind of playfully praised me for letting them in.
Wow.
Meredith seemed more lively now, more open to conversation. So we talked about a bunch of random stuff, until there was nothing really left to talk about. The day dragged on into the night. It grew dark and cold inside the cabin. The snow was showing no signs of receding. I offered them whatever food was in the fridge throughout the day. Unfortunately for me, it seemed it was approaching that time that I had to designate where they would be sleeping. But Meredith kind of did that for me. She asked if I would allow the two of them to stay here for the night. I had to say yes. So they both slept.
Again. Shit. Fuck. You don't have to do anything. This is your decision. Everything that you're doing right now, that's on you. Like, you don't have to do anything. You're choosing to do this. You're choosing to be caught with. Okay, so you already let them in, right? Which is beyond me. Like, you already doing that. She took it upon herself to say, okay, well, we're sleeping here tonight. What? Nah. So red flag. There's a couple of red flags, but so okay, cool. They sleeping there, right? You better not go to sleep whatsoever. Let them sleep. If they're going to sleep, do that whole night. Right? And you stay up watching them sleep. Do that whole night. I don't care if you gotta take, you know what I mean, a couple of 5-hour energy drinks. Excuse me. Excuse me. Or, you know what I mean, some coffee. Not coffee. Or some, like, you know what I mean, some snacks, some popcorn. You know what I mean? I don't care what your Adidas pills, I don't care what you have to take. You stay up and watch them through the whole night. Do not go to your room. Do not separate yourself from them. You watch both of these motherfuckers.
On the couches. I slept in my room, of course.
Oh,
I fell
my
asleep
God.
rather easily, with the knowledge that my belongings were under my bed and couldn't be easily stolen by these two strangers. I'm usually a heavy sleeper, but this night I woke up to a loud thump. I sat up. The door to my bedroom was open, and the sound of the outside wind was incredibly loud. I discovered the front door to the cabin was open too.
Wow.
Neither Meredith nor Mark were on the couch.
Wow.
I went out to the porch for a second, just to look into the woods. There were fresh-looking footsteps leading into the snow, and I could see Meredith just standing out there in the snow, facing me, holding what looked to be my travel bag. I yelled at her to come back here, along with a few choice words. I ran to my room to get my boots. As I rushed to put the boots on while on the couch, I noticed my bedroom door was now shut. I 100% did not close that door. Was I about to open it? Hell no. Especially not after I heard footsteps on the other side of the door. I got my boots and coat on and ran to the front porch again. But now Meredith wasn't alone. Someone, a man, I couldn't tell if it was Mark or not, was standing next to her, holding her hand, and they were both facing the house. I didn't care about the bag anymore. I ran to my Jeep and drove through the 3 feet of snow. There had to be more than just those two people in the house that night, because someone else was in the bedroom. I was too nice. I let my guard down with 2 strangers, and I paid the price. I'm just happy they didn't kill me, though. Somehow I got the vibe they were trying to do more than just rob me of my bag. My older brother and I used to love to play out in the snow. We live by the woods. I'm not giving my town or state or any other details of our location, though. One night, our parents let us go outside to play in the blizzard. We figured playing hide and seek would be fun since the footprints in the snow would create a new factor in the game. So I was the one hiding first. We were playing in the woods with flashlights. I turned mine off once I found a place to hide, just to not give away my location. I ducked down in the deep snow between 2 big trees. I tried covering my tracks in the snow, but I couldn't possibly get all of them. I saw my brother's flashlight in the distance, coming in my direction. He was definitely gonna find me, so I ran in the dark deeper into the woods. I definitely lost him because I didn't see his light anymore, or maybe he turned it off. Also, we knew these woods, and I knew which direction I was going. I wasn't gonna get lost. Eventually.
Cluck all that you just said. Even though you know the woods, which I don't know why you do. That's wow. You're clucky for even knowing something like that. But even if you do know the woods, you know, like the back of your cluck hand, it's the woods. Like, you don't know what is in there, and you don't know who is in there at any given moment. Especially because it's night. It's dark time. I was about to say something. I forgot.
As I kept walking, though, I found another trail of footprints. They seemed like they were left there only a few minutes ago, so I started following them, expecting to find a deer at the end.
Why?
As the footprints became more fresh, however, I started to realize they were boot prints, not animal footprints. This also meant I was getting closer to whoever just left these boot prints. I was thinking at first that it was my brother. Maybe he ran past me without me hearing it. I only thought that because I didn't see how or why anyone else would be out here in the middle of a blizzard. With my light still on, I noticed something black sticking out of this big pile of snow, which seemed to sit right next to the boot marks. I stopped and examined it, and brushed some of the snow off the object. I brushed enough snow off to realize it was a big black garbage bag. This didn't look good. I already smelled something foul in there. Garbage? That's what I was hoping for. I tried to find the opening of the bag, and eventually just gave up and tore the bag open with my nails. I gagged the instant I saw what was inside. A decomposing human body. When I say gagged, I'm talking coughing loudly and uncontrollably in shock and disgust. And I think that gave away my position to my brother, because pretty soon his light started shining on me. I turned to him, his light in my face, and made a hand motion signaling for him to run, like go home. Rightfully so, he was confused and kept approaching me, so I ran to him and told him to turn off his flashlight. I pointed at the bag and whispered what was inside. He didn't believe me, even after I begged him to just go home with me. He went to the bag to see for himself, and when he saw I wasn't lying, he put his hand over his mouth. As the older brother, he started guiding me and nudging me back to the house, trying not to make a sound. Though, as we moved, we kept looking back, thinking we heard footsteps in the snow behind us. We moved faster every time. He had to keep the flashlight on, otherwise it would be pitch black. Then, I think at the same time, we both looked back after hearing a footstep again, and saw about 50 feet away or so, there was someone standing there, right in the light of my brother's flashlight, watching.
Okay, that's my thing. All of this could have been avoided if he wasn't so goddamn curious. Usually, I'm gonna keep saying it, more often than not, if you become curious, you get clogged up in some more shit, right? And then some. You notice some footprints around you, or like behind you, and you thought it was like, would you say your brother or your friend, whoever was a part of the game. You thought it was that person. My whole thing is, you definitely 100% could have heard him if he was around anywhere near you. So you just played yourself. You just caught yourself by even like noticing the footprints. Like, you could have noticed the footprints and just left it at that, and thought, "Oh, that was weird." But I know that's not, you know what I mean? I know that's not my brother, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. But nah.
From there, we ran all the way back home. The man yelled something at us, but neither of us could make out what he said. We got back to the house 2 minutes later and told our parents, who called the police to report the dead body. The police came and asked us a bunch of questions, and they sent out a search team based on our description of the location. They didn't make us go back out there. The search turned up no results, but they resumed the next day in the daylight, which was when we were asked for assistance in retracing our steps. We did the best we could, but the body was never found. It wouldn't be much of a surprise if whoever was out there moved the body after realizing there were 2 witnesses. We were literally just little kids when this happened, and we were still being followed by possibly the person who hid that body there to begin with. I still wonder if we just narrowly escaped with our lives.
You did. Oh, yes, you did.
It started on the night of the first snowstorm of the year.
Right.
I was off the next day for work, so I was just relaxing in my bed watching a movie, drinking hot cocoa. All of a sudden, something hit my window that nearly gave me a heart attack.
Yeah, me too.
I looked at my window and saw the fresh mark of a snowball having just splattered over the glass. I opened the window to look outside, and I heard a kid's laughter. Well, that answered that. I closed the window again, and my attention shifted back to the movie. Not too long before, a second pow at the window, followed by the kid's laughter. This time I ignored it. I knew that by giving the kid a reaction, they would keep going. Apparently that worked, because no more snowballs were thrown at my window that night. The next night, though, it happened again, this time while I was asleep. I woke up to a much louder and more ferocious bang at the window from a snowball. I opened the window and took a look outside. Though it wasn't snowing anymore, I still couldn't see too far out onto the lawn. Though I did hear the laughing of the kid again. It was a boy's laughter. It sounded like a 10-year-old. I yelled something out the window at him. I think it was a threat, but nothing too serious to be directed at a child. It didn't happen again that night. The next day, a lot of the snow had melted, but most of the ground was still covered in a white sheet. After turning off my light in my room, I lay awake, anticipating and dreading the sound of a snowball hitting the glass that would once again make me jump out of my skin. And just like clockwork, it happened. That goddamn kid was back. I was ready this time. I jumped out of bed and looked out the window. This time, I saw just for maybe half a second the back of a kid running away into the darkness. I threw on my shoes and coat and ran outside to find him. I found where his footsteps started at my window, and I followed them. I ran as fast as I could, trying to catch up to him. His footprints led me down a grass field until I reached a road. The footprints stopped at a big sycamore tree. Wrapped around it were 2 white bands of flowers.
Why can't you just leave well enough alone? I mean, it's just a snowball. Why can't you just leave it alone? Leave it alone. Leave it. Like,
there was also a wooden cross planted in front of the tree. It was a memorial for a fatal car crash here. I double and then triple checked to see if the footsteps went any other direction, but they mysteriously stopped right there. I walked back home and went to bed, a bit disturbed. The next day I did some research and inquired with some locals, and I found out a mother and her son died in a car crash running into that tree. When I learned this, I got goosebumps, but I didn't want to find out how old the son was. I couldn't bring myself to do it. God forbid the son was around 10 years old. I'd forever be haunted by this, even more so than I already am. The next night, I thought I heard a child's laughter outside my window, but it may have just been my imagination running wild. I had to take sleeping pills for a whole month, just so that I wouldn't be awake terrified all night.
wow. That's great. So a ghost kid threw some snowballs at you. Where's the mom at? See? I'm saying, it's just abandoning them, you know what I mean, their child. Jesus. But yeah, snowstorms, snow blizzards. Yeah, they can cause a little bit of cluckiness, as a prime example. But okay, so for the first story, that was cluck in itself. Like, granted, you know what I mean. It was like people that needed shelter. I would have just said no off rip, because I'm not with that. And sometimes you just being too nice. It comes with a price. It comes with a cost. And sometimes being nice is a good thing, and sometimes being nice is a bad thing. Like, you just gotta, I don't know, you just gotta play your cards right, and you just gotta know, like, and also there's a difference between being nice and being stupid and like dumb, and being a cluck ass. And you definitely, sir, in the first story, you being a cluck ass, cause you know it was just, you could have just left well enough alone, noticed them, and not did nothing about it, right? Left them out in the cold, and checked the checklist. Second story. That was on you. You became curious and almost got yourself clucked up, and you would have been in a body bag. Number 3, you could have just left that alone, to be honest. People do that all the time. You could have just left that alone. But that's on you. But if anybody has any blizzard or snowstorm, you know what I mean, cluck situations, cluck stories, let me know that in the comment section below. But as always, keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. And if Mr. Nightmare does not make a Christmas horror story by Christmas, Merry Christmas. And I love you. Stay happy, my family.